What's up, everybody? This is Brian over here at the Little Orchard Farm. Hey, welcome to today's video. Putting together some furniture, which apparently is some assembly required. I'm on step 4 of 24. I've only been at it for about 3 hours, so I got a little ways to go. So I think I'm gonna need to take a break. I gotta get out of here. I want to take you out to the orchard. I got an issue that's going on, and I figured I'd bring you guys along and show you what I got, and hopefully how I'm going to start to fix it. So let's go out to the orchard, and I'll show you what I got. Come on. All right. May notice the sprayer on the back. I've got to add my next application of my ProCal liquid, the liquid calcium or liquid lime. I think I'm gonna try to hit that up this weekend. So here's what I got going on in the orchard. I've got a couple of trees. I'm gonna show you a few of them here in a minute. And it's mostly like my Gala apple and my Red Delicious apple. They are not impervious or immune to something that we have a lot of around here, and that's the Cedar Apple Rust. And I have cedar trees all over the property, and it was funny because I was reading up and doing a little bit of research and trying to determine exactly how do you prevent cedar apple rust. And they said, well, you make sure that there's no cedar trees within 2 miles of your orchard. And I got them within 20 feet of my orchard. Like, there's no way I can remove them from 2 miles away. So anyway, we've got to deal with this, and really the only way to do it is use a proactive methodology. So let me show you what I got, and then how I'm gonna hopefully attempt to cure or fix or rectify our cedar apple rust. All right, so this is cedar apple. Let me see here. There we go. This is cedar apple rust. And what cedar apple rust is, it's a fungal disease that requires 2 hosts. And one of them is obviously the eastern red cedar, at least for our property, and my Gala apples. I think it is on my Red Delicious apples. I'll check that here in a minute. But essentially, any fruit tree that is not immune from the bacteria or the fungus is susceptible to being a host. And this little Gala tree is definitely a host. So I've got yellow, red, kind of rusty spots on the leaves, which is a clear indication of cedar apple rust. And so it's typically not deadly to the tree, although if left untreated, it certainly can be. It certainly will spoil your fruit, and over time, if it gets on enough leaves, then it certainly can impact the growth of the tree and the overall health of the tree. So you want to try to keep it under control as best as you possibly can. So how do apple trees, or how do apple trees in general, get infected with apple cedar rust? Well, in the springtime, in particular, when it begins to rain, the galls on the eastern red cedar grow, and they look like little spiky golf balls, and they release spores. And these spores are then carried by the wind and whatnot into neighboring orchards, the area around the cedar trees, and those spores then land on the apple tree, and the apple tree develops the fungus that then creates the cedar apple rust. Now, the real kicker, and I think I mentioned it a little earlier, is that a cedar tree can be 2 miles away, and those spores can travel that distance and infect an apple tree. So for this little tree here, I mean, it's too late to obviously prevent it from getting cedar apple rust or do anything really about it. The only thing I can do is spray it to where I hopefully get it on some of the leaves that may not have it yet, some of the new growth, and keep it from spreading. That's what I'm trying to do, is really to control it at this point. You can't prevent it, but that requires to proactively, preemptively spray in the spring prior to the rainy season to get a couple of really good applications on the leaves to maybe protect it from the spores. So you may be saying, Brian, man, this thing looks nasty. Will it do damage to the fruit? Yeah, absolutely. It'll ruin the fruit. It'll scab the fruit over. And so you want to try to catch it and prevent it from doing that. Now, granted, in these first 2 years, these little trees here, I'm not going to let them fruit. And so I'll be pinching off any flowering buds to keep them from fruiting, simply to focus on tree growth, root growth, and strengthening the tree. But you certainly can, if left untreated, it will absolutely damage your fruit. Well, so how do we combat this? How do we attempt to control or limit the exposure of cedar apple rust to our orchard? Well, if you resort back to a lot of extension offices and experts on the topic, you'll get typically one of 3 organic solutions, and we were choosing organic. Now there's other fungicides out there that are not organic. We've chosen to remain organic on our farm, and one of them is a biofungicide, and that biofungicide has a strain in it called Bacillus subtilis, and that neutralizes the spores, the apple rust spores on your trees. The second one is a mixture. It's a mixture of sulfur and perinthins, but perinthins and the sulfur mixture together, although organic, can be harmful to your beneficial insects. In fact, even your bees and whatnot, it can kill them. So maybe not the best solution. The third solution, and the one that we just so happen are going to be using today, is a liquid copper solution. And it's not a cure-all. By no means is it a cure-all, but it can greatly help in preventing damage to the leaves and the fruit. And the one that we're using is from Bonide, copper fungicide. It is a organic, I think it's OEM certified, I'm pretty sure. But this comes as a concentrate, and so I've mixed up a little batch of it, and we're gonna spray this on our trees that are impacted. Now, I do have a couple of apple trees. For example, this is a Cortland apple tree, and this Cortland apple tree is just as green as it can be. It is resistant to the apple cedar rust. The cedar apple rust. It's impervious, but there's other trees. Here's one that's got it. What is this guy right here? Yeah, this is my Golden Delicious trees, and you can see the Golden Delicious trees have the yellow rust spots, and so I'm going to spray these guys down. Again, another Cortland, looks beautiful. I'll spray the Cortlands. I'll spray all of these guys. Getting Japanese beetles out here too. I'm gonna have to get a Japanese beetle. Here's one of my Golden Delicious. Look at that. Oh, the pain, the pain. I'm going to spray the treatment on it. I'm going to coat them and see if we can't help to control and mitigate some of the damage done by the cedar apple rust. And yeah, that's how we're going to kind of tackle it. Well, all right, that's going to wrap it up for us here today. I just wanted to share with you what we're doing here on our farm to combat cedar apple rust. I suspect it's going to be an ongoing battle. It's not something that you spray it and forget about it or whatever. I've got a feeling I'm going to be spraying it often. Yeah, we're just going to stay on top of it. I want some good apples, right? So you got to nurse them. You got to nurse them. Well, guys, we hope you have a wonderful week and a very blessed week. Till we see you again the next time, we will. See ya.